everybody, this is Louisa with LA Paper Studio, and if you've been watching some of the other videos I've been posting, I'm not sure what order I'm going to put them on, but this is the layout, the finished layout. I've been making some videos on money saving tips or techniques for scrapbooking. It can be a very expensive hobby, but there's also a few little tricks that you can do along the way to make it a little bit more cost effective. So this is the actual finished project that I was working on while filming those. And my dog is in the house, so you may hear him bark or making other noises. So this is, I haven't put it all together, it's just kind of all superimposed except for this page. It's a 2-page layout. I actually, the most paper I ended up using for this layout was, or the biggest piece of one whole sheet of paper were for these 2 pattern papers where I use 2 regular 12 by 12 sheets. And these sheets are from the silver patterns that Michaels has out. They're still available. I think they're considered a hot buy, so you can normally get them for a really good price. I'm also really excited about this layout because it is not, it doesn't have a single silhouette or Cricut cut. I know that most, if you see my channel, most of my layouts are silhouette or Cricut cuts, and I know not everybody owns one, so this way you can, if you don't own one, you can replicate this just with different materials. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this page. These little flowers that you see here, I made myself. I try to make my own embellishments. That's another technique that, actually this is pretty much my third technique. It's, if you go to Michaels, there's a lot of really gorgeous 3-dimensional stickers. They're very expensive though, so what I normally try to do is make my own 3-dimensional stickers, which basically is just with punches. I use 3 different flower punches. I layer them together. I use a sponge dauber and some Memento London fog ink, and to kind of give them some more dimension, and for you to be able to pick them apart. Otherwise the white gets lost on the white. Then some pearls in the middle, and then with a leaf punch, I just punch out the leaves. So that's a great way to save money. Then on my photo mats are normally one single color. Sometimes I'll get really, I'll have a lot of paper left over, so I'll use different layering techniques. But here, this paper that you see me putting here is just so that you can kind of get an idea of how the superimposed picture is going to look like at the end, because it's going to be obviously smaller than the mat. Then I have this piece here. This piece is just cardstock paper with some white paper. I punched it using a EK Success punch, which it's new. I just got it and I'm in love with it because it's really intricate and it does it has a great effect. And then I just added some pearls along here to kind of beef it up and make it look a little even cuter. And then these are more of my photo mats. I went ahead and punched the border out with another EK Success Tools border punch. And then this is the same sheet of paper, just in a different dimension. Like I said, I used the same punch and added the pearls. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put the video and fast forward. The only other thing that I didn't talk about this, actually I did use my silhouette to cut it, but if you have a punch that creates that makes labels, then you can get really creative and add some detail to both borders. And then this wedding season is not a stamp. I actually use my silhouette with a pen instead of the blade to type that in. You can also use your computer and print it out, but just keep in mind that you're going to have to feed an entire 8.5 by 11 sheet, which ends up wasting sometimes a lot more paper. Then these are more of the borders, and like I said, this is part of the first technique that I gave, which was creating the borders without using an entire 12 by 12 sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the video on fast forward and finish this layout. Okay, so this is the finished layout. Like I said, I had a lot of it prepared prior to filming. And I actually have a flower that has gone MIA. That is a flower that's supposed to go here. But this is a finished project. I know right now it looks a little rough because this paper is actually not meant to be here at all. So it looks like it's being lifted up, but in fact it's just going to be replaced with pictures. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed the money saving tip. While I'm at it, and since I have a flower that has gone MIA, I'm going to go ahead and make it right here in front of you. So you'll need a little bit of white paper, some green paper, and then a pearl. Okay, I'm using 3 punches to make the flower. I'm using Martha Stewart's, I think it's called Vine or Viney Pine or something, or Pine Leaf, something like of that nature. I will put the details at the end of the video. Then I'm using Stampin' Up! Boho Blossoms, and I'm using this little punch from Recollections that you can get at the Dollar Bin. So I'm going to start with, I just do a partial cut of these 2 flowers in white, and then do 1 more flower with this little punch. Next, I'm going to take my green paper and my Viney leaf punch, and this is going to be my leaf. I have a sponge dauber ready. That's the one that I was using earlier, and my London fogging right in front of me. Now I'm just going to sponge the edges of every little flower piece. Making your own embellishments is easier if you have a Cricut or Silhouette, because there's a lot of different figures you can use. So you may not be making a wedding type of layout, but instead you may be making a layout for a baby or for a child, and this wouldn't be appropriate. So if you have a Silhouette or a Cricut, you can use some of the elements from there and cut them in a much smaller scale. It's a lot more time consuming, but it does help you save quite a bit of money, and it helps make your layouts look really, really fantastic. Also, if you're into mini albums instead of scrapbook layouts, making your own embellishments allows for a lot of customization rather than having to buy different kinds of embellishments and piece them together. So I've put these 3, I try to give them a little bit of dimension by curving them up. And I'll grab my little pearls. Just need 1 pearl to go in the middle of my flower. You can substitute pearls for small little blings, but I actually have more pearls than I do blings. I do believe the blings are less expensive, more cost effective. And there you have it. That's the finished layout. The dimensions and the details of all the product that I use will be at the end of the video, and you can pause it, and it'll be a picture with each one of the elements and its actual dimensions. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this inspired you.